Here are questions 6, 7 and 8 for Advanced Functions Unit 1. Functions and their characteristics. Okay. Question number 6. Write a transformed parent function which is decreasing in its entire domain of real numbers with range of less than 5. Question number 7. Can a function with negative value, that is f of x less than 0, be increasing during that region? Explain. Question 8. Can a function have both even and odd symmetry? Give example. You may write down your answers and then watch the video for suggested answers. Okay, the first one. Write a transformed parent function which is decreasing in the entire domain of real numbers with range less than 5. So if you remember your parent functions, the only parent function where the range is less than or greater than and which is on the entire domain of real numbers is exponential function, correct? Now, reciprocal function has a restriction that it cannot be 0, right? And other functions are not always increasing or always decreasing, even if, like parabola, right? Quadratic equation, the domain is all real numbers, but it decreases and then increases. Well, you have square root function which is always increasing, but it has restricted domain which is only greater than equal to 0, right? So here we do figure out that the function is exponential function. Now we have to write transformed parent function which is decreasing in the days. That means it is coming down, right? It could be like this, but that is increasing, right? Decreasing. Real numbers with range less than 5. That means we have a horizontal asymptote at 5, right? So that is, let us say, 5, and it is decreasing. That means our function should be something like this, correct? Is that okay? So that is the function. Now, in a simple way, what we can write this equation as, we can write f of x is equal to minus of, we can write 2 to the power of x, right? So minus will reflect it, and if I say plus 5, then the horizontal asymptote moves 5 units up. This is at y equals to 5. Okay, so that becomes simplest form of our equation. Okay, I hope you understand it. Question 7. Can a function with negative value, that is f of x is less than 0, then it is negative, right, be increasing during that region? Well, let's try to sketch and see. Let's say we have a function like this on this coordinate, and let's say we have a function like this. Let's say something like this, okay? Now, this function is negative from minus infinity to this point and from here to here, right? So it is negative here, correct? So you can see even if function is negative, it decreases and then increases. Do you see that? So during this region from here to here, right, it is increasing, and from minus infinity to this point also, this point is A, this is B, and this is C, correct? You will see that function increases from minus infinity to A, right? And also increases from, let's say this is 0, right? From 0 to C, right? It is increasing thereafter also. So during this region, we see that f of x is less than 0, right? But it is increasing, right? So it is always possible, correct? That's the solution. Question number 8. Can a function have both even and odd symmetry? Give example. Actually, there is only one function which has both even and odd symmetry. So it is good to know this function, okay? Did you get this answer? The function is f of x equals to 0. Well, I have given you the answer. Can you sketch this function now? What is f of x equals to 0? You watched my video on polynomials where I've started with this function itself, f of x equals to 0. It is a very basic function. We sometimes forget about it. F of x equals to 0 represents x-axis. See, on x-axis, if you see, f of x is always 0, right? So here, domain is all real numbers, right? All real numbers. And you will notice, it is symmetric about y-axis, correct? This line is symmetric about y-axis. It goes from minus infinity to plus infinity, correct? So it is even because symmetric about y-axis. Second, it is symmetric about the origin. If you have minus 2 here, you have plus 2. Minus 1, plus 1. 10, minus 10. Is symmetric about origin also. So this function, f of x equals to 0, which is represented by our x-axis. Now let me draw it like this. Is both even and odd. Is a function with both even and odd symmetry. Okay? Thank you.